Of course, I literally would get my electric razor wire tangled again on this chair right when I'm about to finally start this live stream. But it's plugged in now, and we're all good. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here live to give you my live review of WWE Extreme Rules 2019 that took place, of course, on July 14th, 2019 at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which, of course, is just 5 hours east of me down the turnpike. Let's take a look backwards at everything that happened on this show, all the matches, break down the results, give my thoughts and reactions, as always, which I do apologize again, this review came late. Here's my thoughts about Extreme Rules overall. I gotta say, Extreme Rules, I didn't really have that many high expectations going into this show. I mean, truth be told, I came out of this show thinking that, the show was a lot better, a lot more fun than I expected it to be, for sure. I thought this was definitely a strong pay-per-view. Of course, the ending, we'll talk about that when we get to it. I'm not really going to be doing that big of any ranting this video. But I think when I look at Extreme Rules 2019, I think it was a show that I enjoyed as a show. However, though, I don't quite see the clear picture now where WWE is going in terms of SummerSlam. Like the last pay-per-view before SummerSlam, I would expect to have some type of teases for SummerSlam. And I don't know if it's just me, but I do not have a clear direction really for the most part where we're going to be going for SummerSlam. Maybe a few ideas actually, because my thing was when I got home tonight after watching Extreme Rules and my good friend Daniel Guy's house, we did do 2 live reactions, by the way, for the Aleister Black and Cesaro match and for the Ricochet and AJ Styles match. We did live reactions for those matches, so if you want to check them out, go right ahead and Dan channel, check them out. Shoot, I lost my train of thought completely. Man, wow, it's been a long weekend. Busy but fun. But basically, it's one of those shows like I can't really completely, base my grade off of just this show itself. Like I feel like this grade deserves a little bit of a higher. The show deserves a little get tongue twisted. The show deserves a little bit of a higher grade. But once again, it's one of those things where it's like, how is this going to impact the build of SummerSlam? As we, of course, shift gears now into the Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff era. Because this show, again, despite the fact that the build was very crappy, the storyline sucked, I gotta say, all the matches I thought were, at least passable or not pretty good. But I remember what I was saying before. I had my possible matches written down in a note on my computer. When I came home tonight, I literally opened up that note, highlighted the whole thing, hit erase, deleted all that, and the only match I can say definitely for sure I think we're going to be getting at SummerSlam is Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. And we'll get into Mr. Owens, of course, a little bit later in this review, but it's almost 1:30 in the morning. I've been up late because, again, I've got to sneeze. Because one, I wanted to gather my thoughts on this show before I went live. And 2, it's my sister's birthday, and I wanted to call her and wish her happy birthday. Of course, she did not pick up, so I had to leave a message. So shout out to my sister. It's your 24th birthday today. Happy birthday, baby sis. I love you, and I miss you, and I hope to see you again soon. Anyways, though, let's check the live chat before we talk about the show and see what we got here. We got Tyler saying Raw is dead. Brock is champion again. We will talk about that, of course. And the Universal Championship is dead. The only best parts are Aleister versus Ricochet, Aleister versus Cesaro, Ricochet and AJ, and Lacey's booty shot. Yeah, that's right, Jalen. What's up, Jalen? Thanks for joining me live. But yeah, we'll talk about the shows. It was definitely a lot better than I expected. But it's kind of continued this trend, in my opinion, in some ways, which, once again, is one of those shows that in order to, really nail down a grade for it, I got to see the aftermath, basically, from this show, I feel. But again, overall, I got to say, it was a fun show to watch for sure. But A continued trend since any pay-per-view after WrestleMania. Money in the Bank didn't have a good finish. Super Showdown, didn't watch it, but based off of that main event I saw, it was pretty shitty. And yeah, not a good finish. Stomping Grounds, not a good finish. This show, not a good finish. And it's just a shame that, the show that, really, was hitting it on the nail could just not have a good finish once again. Because, as I called it months ago, no matter what happens, this Money in the Bank briefcase crap is not going to do anything for this show at all. But of course, let's just talk about the show as get the results to happens. I did not watch the pre-show, but apparently we had an Intercontinental Championship match between Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura on the pre-show. Keep in mind, last year's Extreme Rules, which was here in Pittsburgh, which I attended live, last year the Intercontinental Championship match main evented Extreme Rules last year. And 1 year later, it doesn't. It doesn't even make it to the main show. Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura is honestly a main show worthy match. Even if this was like a world title feud and these two were built right, this would have been a great main event caliber type match. Not saying this is supposed to be main event, but the fact that this is on the pre-show over, I still couldn't really tell you which match I would put on the pre-show really on this card that was there because they're all main show worthy. But I didn't see it, but apparently Shinsuke Nakamura won. Which, yeah, it's cool. They're putting the belt on Shinsuke again, but last time they gave him a belt, he did absolutely nothing. They barely had him on TV, and if they could barely put Finn Balor on TV, which is a huge missed opportunity for SmackDown, huge. This guy should have been put on Intercontinental Championship Open challenges like Seth Rollins was last year. He could have been put on great matches against the likes of Kevin Owens and Finn Balor for the IC title. Him and Andrade apparently had a really great match at Super Showdown. And once again, I didn't see him and Ali, him and Buddy Murphy, him and again Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Aleister Black Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor, Randy Orton Intercontinental Championship. You could have done so much. Instead, he did almost absolutely nothing as Intercontinental Champion. I get to see the match. Both people were saying that it was solid, but Shinsuke Nakamura is your Intercontinental Champion. We'll see if they actually do something with him with the IC title down the line. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what it is, but apparently SmackDown doesn't like to treat their mid-card champions fairly well, it seems like to me. Don't know why, but so we had that happen. We also had on the pre-show the Cruiserweight title match with Drew Gulak and Tony Nese. Drew Gulak retains. I didn't see it, but I'm assuming it was a good match because I know those two have had a great history together. They work very well together as well, but Drew Gulak is still your Cruiserweight champion, which is fine by me. Of course, the question is now, who's going to face Drew Gulak at SummerSlam? I'm kind of leaning a little more towards maybe Oney Lorcan, since he's kind of won this feud with Arya Daivari and whatnot. And I feel like he can be a reasonable challenger for Drew Gulak. I know some people say maybe like Chad Gable or Rey Mysterio. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, who's next to challenge Mr. Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship. That was the pre-show matches. On the main card, we actually opened up. I was not expecting to open up in this match with the no-holds-barred match between Roman Reigns and The Undertaker taking on Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon. I actually really like this match. I didn't really think I was going to at first because, one, the story made absolutely no sense. Why is Roman Reigns in a tag team against Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre? Which, first off, even though he can't beat Shane McMahon with interference, but he can beat Drew McIntyre with interference. So, why does this have to be a tag team match? What I like, though, is that, yes, Roman got offensive. But people are saying now, rumors are saying that this match is more so to kind of, erase that bad memory for Undertaker with that terrible match he had at Super Showdown with Goldberg, where they both basically just botched the hell out of each other and almost killed each other, basically. As you can tell again at that match, because I did a lot of reactions for it, that Taker was pissed. So this is kind of to, redeem Taker a little bit. And I thought this match was really good. Even, of course, the parts with Elias interfering in the match as well, which I thought they were only going to bring out Elias just to have an excuse to bring out Kevin Owens, which did not happen. I was very shocked Kevin Owens didn't show up during this match. But there were some cool spots on there, such as, the Shane's elbow drop. Well, leap of faith elbow drop does from the ropes onto the announce table. I thought that was a nice spot there. Drew McIntyre had some very vicious looking Claymore kicks. He hit on both Taker and Rowan as well. Of course, McIntyre, one of my favorite moments of the match. Of course, well, before I get to that part, we had a spot where they set up a garbage can on Taker, and Shane hit the coast to coast before he hit. He did the whole mocking Taker and whatnot. Of course, we're hitting the coast to coast on him. But a bunch of great spots for sure in this match. Of course, again, probably one of Taker's the strongest Taker's probably looked in quite some time. With the exception, of course, he kind of botched trying to pick up a Shane towards the end to hit the tombstone. But my favorite part of this match for sure had to have been, of course, well, first off, even though Shane had the Undertaker down and was beating the hell out of him, and it looked like, Taker was basically dead after they did that leap of faith elbow drop. Taker stood up, and of course, Shane, like he's about to piss himself. Of course, Taker just choke slam Shane down. He's getting ready to do the tombstone. We'll set the tombstone. He does the whole thing. And right behind Undertaker rises Drew McIntyre. Like it was a perfectly good visual shot. Because this match and a couple other matches had some really good shots. So someone must have been on in charge of production tonight, and not Vince McMahon. Even though, of course, a couple of times the commentary saying stuff that you can tell that it was probably Vince McMahon telling him to say, which sounded completely, absolutely stupid. But eventually, again, Drew and Elias got taken out. And then Undertaker was able to then hit the tombstone on Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon will rest in peace. Well, of course, there's probably have one more match against Kevin Owens at SummerSlam, maybe like a Street Fighter or something like that. But Taker and Roman win. Afterwards, of course, they kind of exchange a sign of respect. You do see Taker tapping on Roman, saying it's your yard now, basically, before Roman leaves the ring to give, Taker, that moment of, his moment, basically, in the spotlight. People give him a standing ovation. Again, kind of just like, I guess, wiping away the bad taste from that match he had with Goldberg. And to prove that, hey, the dead man still got it. Even though, once again, as I say, he's not as durable as he used to be. So having a tag match may not be a bad idea. But once again, can we maybe just move on from this Roman and Shane and Drew storyline? Of course, the problem is what would be next for Roman Reigns? He's beaten Drew McIntyre. He won this tag team match, even though, again, it didn't feel like he was so focused on Roman. It felt it was more focused on Taker. It's like, what's gonna be next for Roman? Like that's my question now. Like, what will be next for Roman? I mean, honestly, at this point, he should just be fighting for the championship again. But I don't see them doing Roman and Kofi at SummerSlam. I don't. But again, I don't see what's gonna happen. I have heard rumors of an Undertaker and Drew McIntyre match. It could happen. I'm not sure. But yeah, just Roman and Taker window again. It's like what's next though? I mean, again, Shane McMahon has something next with Kevin Owens, which hopefully will write Shane off TV for a while. I don't know though. But once again, definitely a good match. I wasn't expecting anything good out of this match because, again, I just thought the story was dumb as always. But hopefully we can move on from the Roman and Shane storyline, and we'll see what's next. So Taker and Roman win a good opening no holds barred match. We then had a Raw Tag Team Championship match. It was the Revival taking on the Usos. Not a bad match. I feel maybe because we've seen these two have several clashes already within the past couple months, or since the Usos came over to Raw. I feel like I kind of like, this match felt like it was, not terrible. It was like decent to solid. I didn't feel like it was one of their strongest matches they had. The spots where they had the Revival like laying down next to the Usos outside the ring, like night, whatnot, blah blah, was weird. But What I like though about this match, though, of course, despite the fact, of course, it's been done how many times, it was still getting a solid match. But the Revival won clean, giving them a win over, a true, talented tag team. It's definitely one of the best tag teams in the world of wrestling today, for sure. Because before this, when there were tag team champions before, they were facing against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable countless times, and they were. I mean, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable have their own talents, when booked right, but they weren't really a legitimate tag team. Yes, they had matches involving Ricochet and Aleister Black that weren't too bad, but this is the first time I gotta say they've really beaten a legitimate, well-known, built-up resume tag team, I gotta say. So giving them the rub was kind of surprising. I really thought they were going to put the belts on the Usos, because I thought, because the next upcoming tag teams for Raw are definitely going to be, seem to be the Viking Raiders and Gallows and Anderson, hopefully, being built up as the next heel tag teams. I thought maybe one of them would be, dethroning the Usos if they were one against the Revival. But I guess we're not going that route. And again, with Street Profits lurking backstage, maybe they're going to be. I don't know. It'd be dumb to try still have the Street Profits fight for the tag titles, which they're still NXT Tag Team Champions. They already brought the Viking Raiders up just like that as well, while they were still tag champions. So I don't think you should do it again to another tag team right in a row. But again, we'll see what's next for the Revival and the Raw tag titles. But I thought it was a good match, not the strongest match, but still a good match. It was somewhere. No, it wasn't yet. My bad. The next match, though, oh boy, one of my favorite matches of the night. Aleister Black and Cesaro. They both wanted to pick a fight with each other. And this was Aleister Black's singles pay-per-view debut. He has not been in action at all on live TV, of course, since the SmackDown Tag Title Fatal 4-Way at WrestleMania between them, the Usos, the Bar, and a team of Nakamura and Rusev. But this is a great, hard-hitting match with just some great counters and just a bunch of stiff strikes. These two just flowed so well. The reminder of how great Aleister Black was with the mind games. Cesaro was trying to play his mind games as well with him, and he got some great offense in. Of course, some of my favorite spots would go Cesaro's, spinning corkscrew elbow onto Aleister Black. When I saw it, I thought, a cool spot would be if they ever want to try this, was to have Cesaro go for that corkscrew spinning elbow, basically, and Aleister Black hits him with the Black Mass while in air. That would be sick and on the level of Adam Cole super kicking Ricochet. Ricochet's upside down in midair, basically. That would have been freaking awesome. But there was some great counters showing off the strength and power of Cesaro, such as when I think, Black was trying to jump off the top rope and do some type of, knee strike to Cesaro. Cesaro catches him, way above him, just throws him up in the air, hits his vicious uppercut. I don't get how that's not a finisher. I don't know how that move is not a finisher when he just throws someone high up in the air and hits an elbow. That to me is almost the same caliber as of course not as cool, but kind of on the caliber I feel of the curb stomp being followed into an RKO or something like that. It has that same feel to me. How is that maneuver not a finishing move? But just some great, hard hitting strikes, the great mind games. These two, the perfect opponent. I felt, even though I felt, the segment where the lights went out and knock on the door didn't quite fit, the aesthetics for Cesaro. Still a great opponent, I'd say, for Aleister Black to get his singles pay-per-view debut against. And win as well, because Aleister Black would win. Hard-hitting, physical. I loved it. One of my best matches of the night. Definitely one of the hidden gems, I'd say, so far of 2019. And, of course, that is why I'm giving this one the rub and saying how great of a match it was. So, that was that. That was that match there. We then had, first backstage, we had, I guess, R-Truth and Carmella looking for the 24/7 championship and Drake Maverick, but couldn't find them. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross came out. Nikki Cross said he's in Maverick's in the stall, but then I think Carmella like got him not go inside the girls' bathroom or what, I don't know. Well, then Alexa Bliss gives Nikki Cross a present, an Alexa Bliss coffee T-shirt. And then we have the 2-on-1 handicap match, a match that I literally gave no fucks about at all. This is one of the matches that I literally just didn't care for. I just wanted to get past. But, not a bad 2-on-1 handicap match in a sense. Again, even though, again, I've really hated the storyline between Alexa Bliss and Bayley because, once again, it's a Raw superstar and a SmackDown superstar. And we'll take on a SmackDown champion. And it's, of course, Nikki Cross, who's just, not crazy anymore or psychotic. She's just gossip girl Nikki Cross now or whatnot. And it just, it's just, again, it's just the same shit with Alexa Bliss over and over again. I still can appreciate, again, Bayley because I've really liked how her, she's had this more aggressive attitude. She's not being pushed around anymore. She's not afraid, make the first move, stand up for herself. What it's not like I was 2 years ago with Kenda sitting on a pole. We don't know how bad that was, but Bayley, dominated this match for sure against both Nikki and Alexa. My favorite spot was still when she had Alexa in that one submission with her legs, and then that's with Nikki, she put that in, and then Alexa came in, and then she put Alexa some type of cross face move, which that was pretty sick. But it wasn't one of the best matches of the card, but it definitely was enjoyable to see Bayley at least dominate, but at the same time I'm thinking just get this feud over with. But here's the thing though, Bayley did retain, but I'm worried because Bayley retained by pinning Nikki Cross. Alexa Bliss could be like, "Oh, you never pinned me." Yeah, you did get pinned at Stomping Grounds. Nikki Cross got you this opportunity, and Nikki Cross is the one who lost. You should not have been in the match again. Yes, I heard rumors that she was sick for weeks, but she still was never there when Nikki Cross basically did all the work for her, and which just drove me nuts in some ways. And so hopefully this feud's over with, but I'm scared because once again, Bayley pinned Nikki and not Alexa. So I guess everyone else on the SmackDown division means absolutely nothing. So we'll see. There was that match. Check the live chat really fast. That way the WWE isn't the shape. Is it because of bullshit like this? Goodbye wildcard rule. Brock is overpaid as shit. No one wants you here. WWE champion. Session pull a Stone Cold and walk out. Oh wow, he's going that far and saying that. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Anyway, so then we had probably another one, maybe the match of the night. This last man standing match, and this also could have main evented the show. I'm saying right now, this Kofi and Joe, or I don't know who else really could have been, or even maybe even that mixed tag, not mixed tag, the tag match, the no holds barred tag match with Roman, Taker, Drew, and Shane, because that actually ended up being kind of good. But this last man standing match, Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, as I've been saying, obviously, Bobby Lashley's run since returning last year after WrestleMania 34 has been very disappointing. I've been appreciative, though, that they've at least still been having him look dominating, physically in the ring in his matches. But once again, he has absolutely no character. But I give him credit that him and Braun Strowman, I kept saying they had good chemistry. They really capitalized on it with this match. They had the suspense at the beginning of Braun Strowman maybe not showing up because, of course, Bobby Lashley showed up last week without really selling much of the injury at all, which was kind of stupid, I felt. But Braun Strowman takes a few minutes before he comes out, and then him and Lashley start brawling. And they went all over the arena, in the ring, around the ring, into the stands, up the stairs, into the concessions area. They had a brawl and they knocked over one of the t-shirt stand billboards as well. course, back down to the arena. Um, through a couple tables, through a barricade. Of course, things got very interesting because after they brawled around the ring a little bit again, they went out to the crowd. And what I liked again, it showed that even though Bobby Lashley lost this match, he really took Braun Strowman to the limit again, showing that these two actually do have pretty good chemistry. But Braun had Bobby down, and he's kicking him in the chest. Bobby keeps up saying, come on, bring it to me, man, bring it to me. And Braun continued to bring it to him. And of course, Braun actually just threw Bobby Lashley into one of the foreign language announcers teams. Can't remember which language it was, but of course, I cracked how Bobby kind of just laid there, his head right on the arm of the chair, kind of smiling a little bit. It's yeah, this is cool, guys, right? Whatnot, but it was physical. It was brutal. These two definitely gave each other the fight of their lives, and then they were fighting again going up the stairs. And it looks like they just threw a couple fans out of the way, which I don't know if those people they legitimately were going to throw out, or just extras that had sitting in the crowd. But Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley were brawling right above some box that probably had a crash pad inside or something. It looked like they were going to be falling down some big hole or something. And it was just great, artistically, because they continued to brawl. I thought at first maybe Lashley was going to spear Strowman. They were going to fall off that ledge. But instead, Braun Strowman picks up Bobby Lashley and throws him on his shoulder, getting ready to do the power slam. He does it, but he jumps off that ledge into this box. And you think they're both dead. No one's coming out alive. But once they got to the count of 8, I thought, would it be funny if Lashley just speared Strowman through that box and knocked over that referee? Not quite, but what we did get was Braun Strowman punching holes through that box. And coming out going, yo! Standing tall, as Braun Strowman was the last man standing. And it was an amazing match again. Very physical. Both Lashley and not Lashley and Corbin, Lashley and Strowman came out looking miraculously strong in this match. The question is, though, what's next for these two? I mean, I don't know about Bobby Lashley. I don't see much any direction for him because he lost. But what's next for Braun Strowman? Which I'll get into a little bit as of one possibility. If not, then what? But we'll see what happens as Braun Strowman wins the last man standing match, and definitely one of the more extreme matches of the night. We had this match next that was also very fun. The triple threat tag title match for the SmackDown tag titles. Daniel Bryan and Rowan taking on the New Day and Heavy Machinery. Fun match. Just a very fun tag match. Of course, my thing is, though, I'm always confused anymore, what the actual rules are, for a multi-team tag match. 1 week, all 3 members, a member from all 3 teams, can wrestle at once. Or 1 week, we say, okay, only 2 teams can wrestle, but the other team has to tag themselves in, basically. Which, of course, we got in this match. The rules was kind of not consistent. Fun match. Heavy Machinery, though, again, stole the show. Tucker Knight showed off some great agility. Otis, had this leaking charisma, just left and right, just really over with the audience. His caterpillar, of course, maneuver was awesome. His hip thrusts and whatnot are amazing. There was a spot in the match where it looked like he was getting ready to do some type of a suicide dive. He was like, nope, not able to do that, but slips through the ropes and just takes everyone out still outside the ring. And what I liked, though, also was, yes, they didn't make them or New Day heels or anything, but they never act like they were all buddy and whatnot, the typical booking would be as well. But I think Heavy Machinery eventually kind of got out of the picture, and my favorite sequence was towards the end, where Daniel Bryan started kicking Big E's chest with the yes kicks, or whatever he wants to call those kicks now. But it was one of the things where he's kicking Big E as hard as he can. Big E's like, you don't mess with me. You don't mess with me. I guess people say he was doing his old 5 gimmick or whatnot. He was doing NXT and whatnot. But it led to him, getting the upper hand on Bryan. and I teased him to do the big ending with the straps off, which of course reminded me of Big E as a single star. And he would, hit a splash on Brian in the corner. Brian went for his usual when he would run up to run across, do one of his baseball signs. Instead, he would run quickly, climb up the ropes and do his moonsault. But instead of doing like landing the moonsault, he gets caught by Big E, and then Xavier Woods hits like with the midnight hour or the up down down maneuver. And as I kind of predicted, New Day becomes six-time SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And it was, again, a fun match. All three teams kind of looking great. I'm not sure if we'll have Bryan and Rowan take on the New Day in a rematch at SummerSlam, or if, maybe New Day will move on to Authors of Pain, who are still rumored to be returning to the SmackDown brands, I'm assuming. But if Bryan and Rowan do not fight for the tag title at SummerSlam, I'm going to push hard for it. Because, yes, he may be coming up to the main roster after TakeOver Toronto 2 full time. But even if he's not going to be coming up, if he's going to be coming up not till then, though, what do you say this SummerSlam we still do Johnny Gargano and Daniel Bryan? Give me that match. Before Daniel Bryan turns babyface again, he needs to have a feud with Johnny Gargano, as both the styles fit very well, their storylines, their characters, and whatnot. I would love to see that match, especially at SummerSlam. Johnny Gargano and Daniel Bryan. We'll see, of course, what happens with that. Following that match, we had first we had Paul Heyman come out, basically remind everybody that Brock's going to come out and cash in on one of the champions tonight, or maybe, of course, he's lying because he's Paul Heyman. Of course, also he got a big pop because ECW originated in Philadelphia, and of course, Paul Heyman was in charge at one point of ECW, of course, the original brand, not the not like that third brand that for WWE, a couple years ago, or almost 10 years ago now. I can't believe that it's been that long since that brand existed. But we had that segment. We then had a United States Championship match with Ricochet and AJ Styles. Fun match. Expected a little bit better though from them, but it was still a fun match. There was some good maneuvers, high flying, counters and whatnot they had. Of course, the club got involved a little bit, helping Ricochet to eventually, drop the championship to AJ Styles, who won by hitting an avalanche Styles clash off like the second rope, I think it was, to pin Ricochet. I thought they would give Ricochet the win here, because my thing was they've already had 3 matches now. You've had 2 on Raw, and then they had this match. Like, would they really have Ricochet earn a 4th match at SummerSlam? I feel like if they do get in time at SummerSlam, they could be good, but I feel like, they should have at least maybe, not include, like that second match or something like that. That way, it could feel a little bit more fresh. But of course, the club got involved a little bit. Anderson pointed out that Styles' foot was underneath the rope, kind of playing back to what happened with Ricochet getting his foot underneath the rope a couple weeks ago when AJ first turned heel on him. And yes, I was definitely surprised to see AJ win. But of course, my thing is okay, I'll be willing to say last week's segment did make me feel like the club was anything too special. Like, I felt they were just going to treat them the same exact way, just going to throw them back together just because, they love the club. They're going to draw viewers by doing this. Just no, you got to actually put some effort into it. And to kind of have an AJ win with having the club kind of get involved kind of helped that a little bit, to give the club some momentum again. Ricochet will be okay. He could probably win the U.S. title back eventually. Maybe he'll beat AJ Styles, but he'll only make almost like Superman right away. And they're not beating the top dogs, but they're coming up like short though, and making you believe that they can't beat them and want you to see them wrestle them more. Which I thought that was done successfully as well. But yeah, surprise! AJ Styles is now a 3-time United States champion, and we'll see if him and Ricochet have another match at SummerSlam or not. Or of course, TNQ Farmer would suggest to me a ladder match. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Maybe more people will be involved in it. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Then we had a match that was randomly added to the card. It was supposed to be the main event of last week's episode of SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler. And before this match started, I said, it'd be nice if Owens could just hit Ziggler with a stunner and that's it. And that's what he did. He squashed Ziggler. Their bell rang. They were arguing for about 5 seconds before Owens hits a stunner on him, and he pins him to the win. After the match, though, Owens got on a microphone and cuts a promo on Shane taking up too much TV time from people who deserve it more. He says that Shane can kiss his ass and go straight to hell. Of course, it's basically a Stone Cold Steve Austin caliber promo. And it seemed like that, again, it seemed like they're going to be having a match with Shane and Kevin at what's it called now, at SummerSlam, which hopefully will, at least write off, Shane McMahon for a while, because he's been getting a little way too much TV time lately. But we'll see how that goes. Again, that was, what it needed to be. Just get Kevin Owens on the show. Obviously, when you have your hottest act, obviously not on the show, you got to find a way to insert them without, make it look credible. I think that they did succeed in that mark. So we had that match. And then let's check the live chat first, actually, before we continue. Goldberg is better than Brock. John Cone should get fired. I don't know why he said that. It's not the same AJ from SmackDown. He says as well. We had this WWE title match with Kofi Kingston, Samoa Joe. Wish it was a good match. Felt that they could have used maybe like 5-10 more minutes or something like that to the match. It was a kind of quick match, but I love this match. Joe looked great. And what I liked, of course, the storytelling is, he wanted to get retribution on Kofi for how he disrespected him with the middle finger a few weeks ago. So Samoa Joe, of course, would then, put the right middle finger between the steel steps and smash it. Probably, kayfabe wise, breaking the finger. But of course, being a challenger for Kofi to punch with that hand. Of course, I think Kofi did give him the finger with the other hand, but of course they kind of blocked it off with the ropes and such. But again, Joe looked dominated like a monster. Again, I felt like the match just got cut off a little too quick, as Kofi, of course, did retain. Now all 3 members of New Day, besides of course the Freebird role for the tag titles, do all have their own championships that they can all wear at once. Does this mean that New Day's probably going to be breaking up? It's possibly, because once again they're kind of hitting their highest peaks, their highest stride at this point of being tag champions and WWE champions as well. So again, obviously, at some point, we were thinking it was going to be Shane McMahon taking on Kofi Kingston at SummerSlam, but now it's going to be Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. So I have no clue at this point again who on earth can be challenging Kofi Kingston for the WWE title, and we'll have to just wait and see what they come up with for SummerSlam. And then finally, our main event, this winner takes all Extreme Rules mixed tag team match. The Universal Championship and the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch taking on Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, which, of course, first off, some of them happened at the beginning of this, right before this match started. Lacey Evans came out, ripped off, any, parts that she's not going to be using the wrestling with. And she had Seth written on her ass, and she shoved her ass into the camera. Of course, probably just for Vince's, own sex appeal, humor for him and whatnot. Of course, he had to do so. But what really took me out of this match, first off, I'll say it was better than, of course, the match we got at Stomping Grounds with Rollins and Corbin and that special guest referee crap that was so stupid. But what I didn't like about this match was the fact that not that it didn't get that extreme, but the fact that why was this an Extreme Rules match if you still had to make tags and tag people in? It should have been like a tornado tag match instead of either that or, again, the Raw tag tail match. I felt should have been a tornado tag team match. But the fact that this is Extreme Rules, that was stupid. And one time really got extreme, though, was, towards the end. Well, first off, Lacey and Corbin were set up, laying on over top of tables, and they took them out with, splashes. Of course, there's also a time where Lacey Evans kind of, started, hitting on Seth Rollins, rubbing his chest, and, Becky snapped and started hitting her with the kendo stick, and then Rollins hit Corbin with the kendo stick. But, of course, the biggest moment that everybody wants to talk about came towards the end. This is, of course, one of the very few times where I feel Baron Corbin has gotten the right heat, done the right thing to get the right kind of heat instead of, the go-away heat, basically. Becky Lynch kept taunting Corbin to hit him. For him to hit her. He wouldn't do it. Of course, Lacey Evans has had the balls to hit on Seth Rollins. But then Baron Corbin, towards the end of the match, hits the end of days on Becky Lynch. Like he doesn't give a crap. They just did. It looks like, of course, a bash, which is, of course, something that's been missing for Corbin's character. But then, of course, Rollins has snapped and beat the living shit out of Corbin with a kendo stick, steel chairs, and a sorry, I kind of dozed for a second. I'm getting a little tired. And a kendo stick, steel chairs, and 3 curb stomps. Seth wins. Like, okay, we can move on from this. Of course, as Seth viciously was assaulting Corbin and snapped after Corbin hit the end of days on Becky Lynch, we do see Lacey Evans kind of like back away, like, okay, I'm done. You guys won this war, which bye-bye, Lacey. Hope not see you for a while because I'm sorry, but you're not ready. But the Seth music barely played when Brock Lesnar came out. He cashed in and he won. So Brock Lesnar, as I said before, I said it how many times past few months, no matter what happens with that briefcase, I'm not going to be happy. And again, you kind of wasted it again. If that build with Paul Heyman, teasing us about the cash and would work with someone else, it probably would have been more effective than this. So now I'm concerned again as how long this championship reign will be. On the good news is that at least it wasn't a SmackDown championship and Roman Reigns, hopefully, unless there's some exception of him being like a free agent or whatever. Heck, they're not mentioning that damn wild card rule anymore. Of course, I had an itch on my back. I had to get it really fast. So I don't think we're going to be getting Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again. Thank God. But who's going to challenge Brock and hopefully take the title at SummerSlam? Will we get a rematch with Rollins? Could Bray Wyatt re-debut and he defeat Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? Or maybe with Bobby Lashley getting that big win that last man standing victory, a good way to reward him is give him an opportunity, even though once again, a Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar match have been pretty bad over the years. But we'll see again though. I just hope this title reign's not that long. Either way, I'm not happy about this because once again, like, what's the point of putting a title back on Brock? And if he's just going to, never defend it, and then we're supposed to hate him because he doesn't, care about us and whatnot, it just drives me nuts. But at least said that teasing is over with. It's probably going to feel the same way though with him being champion again. But it is what it is. And guys, that's it for my live review. We had 25 votes for it. WWE Extreme Rules. 25 votes, 24% said A, 44% said B, 16% said C, and 16% also said D or lower. I gave this show a B. I thought it was a good show. Again, it's one of those shows that, to me, could have, could be higher graded, but I had to see the aftermath for what's going to happen following, this show. So check the live chat one more time, then I got to go to bed because I'm tired. Goldberg is better than Brock. I already read this. I'm happy Nakamura won the IC title squad. So what's up? It's stupid that New Day won the tag titles. 2019 WWE equals 2000 the ECW. They should have saved SummerSlam with AJ's title win, and it's going to be Roman. I don't think Roman's going to be facing Kofi, but who the hell knows? But yeah, guys, I gave Extreme Rules a B. I'm sorry I'm kind of dozing out here, but I'm super tired. I'll see you guys all tomorrow, guys. What grade do you have Extreme Rules? Leave that down in the comment section below. Again, I gave it a B. Slap like my videos. Subscribe to my kind of channel. Follow me on Twitter at DeMay93. Check out my WrestleMania documentary experience as well. And of course, with that, guys, I'll see you guys all throughout the week. Again, it will be a lot more to come. I explain it now, but again, I'm super tired. I'll explain, of course, tomorrow with my live Raw review. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Thank you all for joining me live once again, and peace out, everybody.